And those threats, according to Joe Biden, unsurprisingly, come not from his party or from his administration or his presidency, but rather from Donald Trump and Donald Trump's movement. It was interesting that he actually didn't suggest that the threat to democracy comes from Nikki Haley or even Ron DeSantis. Instead, his focus was Donald Trump, to whom he compared to Adolf Hitler and to Nazis. And this is clearly intended in part to be a preview of the theme of Joe Biden's candidacy, that you may think his brain is melting, you may think the economy is in shambles, you may think that he's supporting a genocide and Nazi battalions in Ukraine. But he wants to tell you that as much as you hate Joe Biden, as much as polls show that people don't trust him or have faith in his competence, that basically he's running against Hitler. That's what American politics in so many ways has been reduced to, is just everybody running around calling each other racist and bigots and Hitler. We actually prepared a montage from 2 weeks ago of how every time there's a new war to fight or a potential new war to fight, the leaders of the countries or the groups that the media and the government want you to hate instantly get compared to Adolf Hitler. And then you have two choices. You either support the war and you get to be Winston Churchill, brave and steadfast and saving Western democracy from the Nazis, or you'll be condemned if you oppose this new war as being Neville Chamberlain, an appeaser, or even worse, a Nazi sympathizer. And this is what every side now does. Obviously, people who oppose the U.S. war in Ukraine were accused of appeasement, accused of being on the side of the Russians. Putin was accused of being a Hitler figure, which means that anybody who didn't want to go to war against Putin was Neville Chamberlain or even a Nazi sympathizer. And now...
Hope you enjoyed the recent Glee Greenwald clip. We'd love to hear your thoughts on it. So let's get the discussion started down in the comments. Don't forget to show your support by hitting the like button, following us, and subscribing to our channel for more content like this. As a conservative Republican who supports Donald Trump, I find myself at a crossroads with Glee's criticism of the president's Save Democracy speech. While I hold traditional conservative values, I also believe in bipartisan support when it is warranted. I take issue with the inflammatory comparison of Trump to figures like Adolf Hitler. Such hyperbolic rhetoric is damaging and only serves to deepen the partisan divide. Democracy thrives on constructive debate, not fear-mongering. President Biden is right to emphasize the defense of democracy, a principle that should transcend party lines. However, the focus of his address, pinpointing the threat as emanating solely from Donald Trump and his movement, narrows the scope of the true challenges we face as a nation. Democracy is threatened by extremism, misinformation, and voter apathy, not just by one man or his followers. The portrayal of political opposition as equivalent to historic tyrants is harmful and counterproductive. It undermines the very democracy we're trying to protect by vilifying dissent and stifling dialogue. The assertion that opposition to Biden's policies equates to supporting Trump's extreme actions is an oversimplification that disregards the complex landscape of American politics. In conclusion, while I may support the current administration's efforts to protect our democratic institutions, I also urge a move away from divisive analogies and towards a more inclusive approach. We need to tackle the genuine obstacles to our democracy with facts, reason, and respect for differing opinions, not with sensationalism or stark dichotomies. Only then can we foster a political environment conducive to real progress and unity.